I'm finally ready to sit down and film this video, and they're drilling outside, so I apologize in advance if there's any background noise. They seem to have stopped for the moment, so I'm just gonna start talking, I guess. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time clicking on and you just saw the title and you're like, what's she gonna say? Please also subscribe and stick around. I create a lot of content here on my YouTube channel that I'm really proud of, and especially in the last year, it's grown so much, and I feel like I have a lot of cool stuff coming up for the last few months of the year, so you will definitely want to stick around for all of that. And yeah, so I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you know me already, and I don't have to really introduce myself or tell you what I do, but that's usually what I do at the beginning of each video. So we're just gonna talk today though. I've got my coffee, I've got my sweater. It's a beautiful fall day outside in New York, and I wanted to actually do this like a month ago, and I'm glad I didn't now because I have more even of an update for you guys. So I do wanna rewind a little bit back to August because I was gonna kind of film a video about what my August was like, which was kind of just a roller coaster of a lot of different things. My grandma passed away at the beginning of August, and I was really close with her. This was my mom's mom, and she was probably one of the first people who kind of sparked an interest in fashion for me. And I knew it was kind of like getting close to the end for her and everything, and I just knew it wasn't gonna be easy to say goodbye to her. So that kind of all happened at the beginning of the month, and it was weird timing. Like, my family from Colorado had flown out to surprise her because they hadn't seen her in a while, and they like all came together, picked a date, came out here, and we had like the most amazing day and dinner with her and everything. And then they flew back that Monday night, and Tuesday morning we got a call. And if you knew my grandma at all, that's like the most her way to go ever. Like, she wanted to make sure everyone was good, and then she was fine. And that made it a little bit more easy to process, but it was still something that was kind of like in my mind all throughout August. And then right after her funeral and everything, Andrew and I went to Portland and Seattle, which you obviously saw if you watched videos on this channel or follow me on Instagram or whatever, and that was amazing too. And we got to visit my cousin and everything, and I really just kind of tried to take the time and unplug. Like, thankfully I was able to push assignments back and everything. You know, my editors were super understanding of things that had happened, and I kind of just tried to like take that time to just take a step back a little bit. And then when I came back from there, it was still kind of slow just for August. I mean, I'm sure any freelancers know August is not like gonna be your busiest month at any point, and thankfully I had a lot of work in June and July that was kind of like tiding me over financially in August, which was good too. I'm sure this seems a little random right now, but I promise this like all adds up together. Sometime, I think it was either the end of August or the beginning of September, I saw this, this is gonna be so dramatic, I saw this post on Instagram on Freelancing Females, which is an account that I follow and love, and it had the word like hustle on it crossed out, and then underneath it, it said align. I'll put a screenshot on the screen if I can find it. I think I saved it. And it was basically like cutting out like the need to hustle all the time and like focus more on like what are your priorities and what do you feel like you are most in touch with right now? Like, what do you align with? Not just like, are you doing the most? Because as a freelancer, if someone who's self-employed, and especially someone who lives in a city like New York where you feel like you gotta be like going all the time, and like it's not cool, like you're always just like, oh yeah, I'm too busy to like do all of that. Like, I used to be really into the idea of that, and I think as I get a little bit older, I'm obviously less into the idea of that. There are only so many hours in a day, I only have so much energy to do things, and even though I do have a lot of energy to do things, I want to make sure that I'm spreading it out on things that like matter and things that are important and all of that kind of stuff. So anyway, I saw that post and it really kind of stuck with me, and it's something that I started thinking about when I like woke up in the morning. And that's one of the reasons why I like doing my big 3 that you guys have seen, where I really just put my priorities for the day. And like, if nothing else gets done other than those 3 things, I'm still happy with my day because I got done the highest priorities. And it's not like I was trying to do 800 things that day. I was really like zoned in on a couple things. And as a content creator, I think that in the last year, my content, you know, I always will do fashion and beauty. Like, that's where everything started with Keep Calm and Chiffon, and that's where I want it to like continue to be going in the future. But also in the last year, I have been kind of shifting some of my content towards helping other creators, towards helping you guys, probably a lot of you who are watching. And, you know, with my ebook, like, I have gotten so many amazing responses from that. And it wasn't that hard to put together. Like, it took a little time. You know, I wanted to do the focus group, and there were a bunch of rounds of edits and designs that I went through just to like make sure it was good. But so many people have reached out to me and told me that it's helped them, or that they got paid twice as much from a brand because of what they learned in the ebook. And that feeling for me was so great. And I want to continue to, like, my plan for the rest of the year for content was to like keep giving you guys resources and things to make your lives and your jobs as content creators easier. Freelancing sometimes is all about like that hustle life, but the most successful freelancers that I know of either have like services that they offer where they charge like really high rates because they can, like, they have the experience and the knowledge to charge those really high rates, or people who have like passive income from things like my ebook, or like they have an online course that sells over and over again, so that they have all of this like passive revenue coming in, or really high paying clients who can keep them going so they have more time to do other things they love. Like, and to be honest with you, media freelancing, like doing what I've done and being a freelance journalist, is they just don't pay enough for that to be like a full sustainable thing. And that's why I share my income breakdowns with you guys, and I'll link my blog post where I have my income breakdowns from over the summer below if you want to read it, to show you that if I was just doing freelance writing, I would be making half the money that I'm making now. And that's why whenever, I don't want to discourage someone from being like a freelance journalist, I just want to be honest about the reality of what it is. Like, most publications can pay a couple $100s per article, like if that, unless you negotiate some really high rate, or you're doing a cover story, or you're a really seasoned writer, and it can be really hard to earn a living that way. And I think you guys probably know this already, but like the first 6 months that I was freelance was not like reining in money or anything. Like, I did call my parents and I did dip into my savings, and that's just the reality of how it was. And I didn't choose to, like, you know, it's not like I quit my job and was just like, I just think I'm gonna freelance, and then was suddenly like, oh, what do I do? I got laid off, as I have before. And I think media is just changing a lot right now. I just saw the Sports Illustrated layoffs this week. I just heard that another publication is folding. I just heard Nylon had layoffs again because of their acquisition with Bustle. Like, it's just insane. As far as my like more long-term goal of freelancing, I wanted to be creating more products and services to like help creators and be a little more self-sufficient with the money that I was making, because even some of the good places pay late or don't pay a lot, and it's just so hard to like figure out how to make that a long-term career, you know? And it's weird because in the last like 6 months, I've been doing pretty well, like financially. Like, I've been earning money that I was happy to be earning and feeling good about it, and being able to pay quarterly taxes and do all that stuff. But yeah, it's so volatile though, and it's so hard to guess when you're gonna. This is why I just am always trying to be honest with you guys about the realities of freelancing. Like, some months you could be rolling in the dough, and other months it could be crickets, and that's just how it is. And I had totally accepted that and was fine with that, and that's why I was trying to like think outside of the box and think like, what else could I be doing? So like copywriting and more products and all of that kind of stuff. Anyway, fast forward now to the end of August, and it's like my birthday weekend, and I get a Twitter direct message from a friend who I went to college with. Well, she was at Columbia, I was at Barnard, and she wanted to talk to me about beauty stuff, and I didn't know at first, like, if she needed a moisture recommendation or I don't know. So next thing I know, she starts talking to me about this job at a tech startup. I swear, when I read the job description, my jaw dropped because it sounded so much like me. Like every bullet point of it, of the requirements and the personality type and previous experience, like I just was checking, like mentally checking it all off as I was going down the list, and I was like, what? Honestly, I just didn't think a job like this existed. And so I started reading more about the company, and it's an app actually, so I downloaded the app and I was playing around with it, and I was just like so blown away by it. Like I honestly think it's such an amazing idea. And so next thing you know, I actually on my birthday, I had an interview with the founder of the company, and I honestly didn't tell anyone that I had got this interview set up. Like I actually didn't even tell Andrew or my parents at first. And then it's so funny. So Andrew and I were actually out at my birthday dinner, and over August there had been kind of another job that had popped up at a media company, at a magazine, kind of a more traditional thing, and I wasn't feeling like it was the right fit for me, and he totally agreed and said, like, you know, don't take anything that you're not like super passionate about. And while we were at dinner, I did not, like, unprompted, he just started saying stuff like, yeah, like honestly, like, you know, you're doing so much more with like beauty right now and video, and I just like these magazines, like I don't know. And I was like looking at him and I was like, are you reading my mind right now? And so I broke down and I told him that I had a job interview at this company called Jump Rope, that is an app for creating how-to videos, and it's all on your phone and it's so easy to use, and that I was talking to the founder on Tuesday, which actually had happened to be my birthday too, about coming in to kind of oversee all of the beauty content there. And Andrew's looking at me like I'm like, what? He was like, well then that's like amazing. And I came home and I showed him the job description, and then I kind of told my mom what was going on, and both of them read it and were like, oh my God, this sounds just like you. And I was like, oh my God, okay. Like obviously if you've ever hunted for a job in like media or just probably anywhere, especially in New York, you know that like you can't get your hopes up for anything. And I didn't want to get excited for anything until I actually like had all of the information in front of me and felt like things were gonna work out. So I had 2 interviews, and then basically what ended up happening was the founder offered me kind of like a 2-week trial, like on a part-time basis, to see how we liked working together. And that actually was the best possible option for me, because I did still have, you know, some freelance things that I had agreed to, and I had the like Sorel runway show one day, if you follow me on Instagram and saw that, and I have my first big article for a new publication that I've been writing and working on. And so I was able to, for the past 2 weeks, I've been working there part-time. And if you have noticed that I've been absent from like Instagram stories, that's why. And I also took a week off from posting, and that was also why. And then on Thursday, I agreed to work there full-time. So Monday is my first like full-time day at Jump Rope. And like, honestly, I'm so excited. Right now, it's still a really small team, so I've always worked just at really small places. I mean, Interview and Nylon were both super scrappy teams. Like we did everything. Like your title doesn't really matter in these kind of situations, just because you're all there kind of working towards one common goal. And I feel like I have such an opportunity right now to like really help shape what this app can look like in the future. And the best part of all of this is it's just an extension of what I've been wanting to do for the rest of the year, which is help content creators make better content and give them the tools that they need to do things faster and better and make them look super professional, and that's literally what this app does. Like, I will show you guys a video that I made on Jump Rope, and it is just like, it's so easy to use. It makes it look really professional. You can speed things up, you can do voiceovers, and it's all broken down into steps, and you can customize it with colors and fonts, and there's a few different themes and editing styles too. So like, if you have no video editing experience, you can go on the app today and like make a super professional looking video. And honestly, the more I heard about it, the more I liked it. And so I have been kind of letting people know a little bit low key. Some of you may have gotten like a DM from me telling you that I found this new app, like not mentioning that I was associated with them at all, just to kind of hear what people thought about it. And on Instagram last week, I did a DM chat group with a bunch of creators and was asking like what their biggest struggles are as content creators. And I was taking like furious notes. And if you were in that group chat, you know there were messages coming in like left and right. And I was taking crazy notes on that to think about projects that I can work on at this company now to help creators with those issues and actually continue to make their lives easier. And I want to still kind of do what I've been doing as a freelancer and bring you along with me on this next part of my life as much as I can. And I think that there are easy ways that I can do that. Just like, you know, I can do vlogs of work week in my life, and I could maybe, after I've been there for a little while, share like things I learned working at a startup, or like, I don't know. I want like nothing to change really for us and like the relationship we have online. And I'm sure, I don't know, it's like, it's so weird that I wanted to sit down and actually film this and explain it to people, because I know in some ways I like don't owe anyone an explanation, but since I've chosen to put my life out there for everyone, I personally felt like I did owe people an explanation. And I want to be very clear that I can always still be a resource for how to start working in magazines, or how to pitch people, or what to do if you get laid off, resources for freelancers, like tips for freelancers. You can still ask me about all of that and any of that at any point. And also there will still be YouTube videos and blog posts and Instagram posts like you guys have been used to. At this point, I don't know how frequently I'll be able to post on YouTube. It might go down to once a week. It's currently twice a week right now, but I can keep you posted on that. I mean, we'll try twice a week for October and see how it goes. I'm going to be batch filming pretty much all my videos for the rest of the month after I finish filming this one today. I just wanted to explain like why this job is the right fit for me right now, because freelancing will always be there, right? Like every time I got laid off, it was just like, oh, let me do something in the meantime. Like, oh, like you can pick it back up at any point, but this job is here now, and it's something that I'm really excited about. And I feel way better now that I've put it out there and now that you guys know what's going on. So if I didn't say it before, I will be Jump Rope's beauty content director. And you guys should all download the app now. It's just Jump Rope in the App Store, and try making your first video. They actually have a practice video with footage preloaded, so you can kind of go through the process and see it without actually having to put in the full effort of making a video, which again, I thought was so great, because sometimes you download an app and you get really overwhelmed and like you put it away and then you forget about it. So the fact that there was that there already to kind of practice using it was really great. And you guys should also follow Let's Jump Rope on Instagram, and also Jump Rope Beauty specifically, because you will probably be seeing me there from time to time in the stories and stuff. And if you are a beauty content creator and you want to try out the app and talk to me, I've been doing a lot of calls with creators this past week. And if you're in New York, obviously we should like meet up and get coffee. So feel free to shoot me an email. It's Austen@jumprope.com, super easy, and we can set up a time to chat, and you can let me know what you love about the app, what you might want added in the future, if you had any questions or like were confused about anything. That's really what I'm gonna be there for. I'm gonna be that resource for people, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. And last thing also is that the company is hiring more people in New York. So right now we're looking for my position, like kind of overseeing a category in food, fitness, and also crafts, DIY, home, that kind of trifecta of things. So if you know someone who would be good for that job, or you would be good for that job, also email me at austen@jumprope.com and let me know which position you'd be interested in. We are also hiring a bunch of engineers. Don't really know the details on any of that, not gonna lie, but I will link the career page for the company down below in case you are an engineer and you'd like to kind of learn more and check that out and maybe come work with me. That would be really fun. What else is happening? I think I'm gonna get a new iPhone. I think I'm gonna get the 11 Pro and trade in my 6S, especially for the video capabilities now that I'm gonna be working for Jump Rope. I think that's really gonna be, like, it's gonna help level up my content just versus the 6, which is also telling me that my storage is full, which is really upsetting. And we've also been in our apartment now for, like, we're halfway through our lease, and when we first moved in, we were really focused on just getting like essential furniture in. So I kind of wanna do a few updates and possibly get some more like artwork and stuff. Like the walls are all white in here. We don't really have anything hung up, and maybe just make a couple of other small kind of interiors purchases. So that is definitely something I can talk about on my YouTube channel too. All right, thanks guys. I feel like this is the kind of community where I can just sit down and like have real talk with you, and that we'll all be on the same page. If there's anything else you're confused about, feel free to DM me or leave me a comment or any of that kind of stuff. And yeah, here's to new beginnings. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.